What's going on guys, Bunks here, and today I'm going to be speculating about the possible upcoming No Man's Sky summer update, what it could possibly be, and when it could possibly be released. Now of course we aren't 100% guaranteed a summer update, and the team over at Hello Games have been working hard on getting the Switch version ready for release. However, since 2018, Hello Games have released a summer update every year, and usually a major one at that. And we know for sure that they have plenty of ideas in the pipeline based on Sean Murray's tweet not so long ago stating just that. So I would say it's pretty safe to say that there will likely be another summer update coming out this year, sometime in the next month or so, before the release of the Switch version in October. So without further ado, let's get stuck into some speculation. So with any previous update, we really have absolutely no idea what it's going to be until Sean sends us on to a frenzy when he decides to tweet a random emoji which is loosely related to the upcoming update. Along with that, there are a couple of other things that are always a first sign that we'll get a new update imminently. The other two signs are of course No Man's Sky going on sale on all platforms. Now this is Hello Games putting it on sale, not a platform specific sale like the summer Steam sale which is currently on. And of course finally, the internal Steam branch gets updated, which indicates they are doing some testing and the update is almost ready to go live. So that begs the first question, when would we likely see the next summer update? So as you may or may not have known, the initial release date for the Switch version of No Man's Sky was dubbed Summer 2022, but it has since been postponed until the beginning of October, which is of course autumn. Now initially there was a lot of speculation around the new summer update being released in tandem with the Switch version of the game, but with that being postponed, are we likely going to see an update before that Switch version gets released? I personally think we will, and I'll tell you why. Now, as we know, the Switch version of No Man's Sky is a single player only game, minus maybe being able to visit other players' bases, and the PC and console versions could easily have a multiplayer based update, or at least an update with some multiplayer elements to it, released without affecting the Switch release whatsoever. Secondly, any update that doesn't include multiplayer based elements to it, say Biomes updates or something like that, could easily be added to the Switch version in time for its release in October. With that being said, my educated guess is that we'll be seeing signs of a summer update at the end of July, ready for an early August release, to coincide with No Man's Sky's 6th year anniversary of the release of the game. Let me know in the comments below when you guys think we'll first see the signs of the next No Man's Sky update, and of course, what do you think it is going to be? And of course, whilst you're here folks, please take a second to hit those like and subscribe buttons, as I will be covering all the future No Man's Sky updates and every other aspect of No Man's Sky, and you won't want to miss out on any of those videos, right? So the logical next question is, what kind of update are we likely to see next added in No Man's Sky? Well, I for one would think it is not going to be combat related. And why? Because if you think about it, when you ignore the latest Expedition updates, the last two updates we've had, Sentinel and Outlaws, both of them have changed the way combat works in the game, both on the planet's surface and up in space. Galaxy. So I think having a third combat related update in the space of only 6 months seems quite unlikely, and a bit of a cop-out considering Sean tweeted not so long ago about them having a long list of weird and wonderful update ideas. So that being said, here are a couple of possible ideas for updates that I would like to see added to the game this summer. So as we all know, for a long time, I think maybe a year or so, give or take, we've had the space station override, but it does absolutely nothing. Surely they're going to have to give it some purpose sometime soon, or have the guys at Hello Games just added that in to tease us and they don't actually know what to do with it. My guess is when we can eventually override a space station, it will basically become our own, and we get to have a major effect on that system's economy and trading, so that we can earn money from it, possibly lose money from it, and manage what kind of economy it is, and possibly even customize the inside of the space station. I'm talking adding new NPC stations, changing the colours and various other aspects. I think this would be pretty darn cool if you ask me. It could also be cool if we could build factories or other mining facilities on planets within that system to keep your space station resources well stocked, or even add new resources to be sold there, and we could manage those trading routes with our freighters' frigates. Another thing that I would love to see added, and I'm fairly certain a lot of you would probably agree with me to some degree, and a few have asked about it before, is of course ship customization. Like, how can we have such an awesome base building feature within No Man's Sky but we can't even change the colour of our ship, let alone the rest of its looks? Surely you would use some form of ship customization update, right? Please, if you're watching this, Sean, can we have ship customization, even just the first stage, like changing the colour of it, but nothing else? And then possibly more customization features further down the line if this one is successful. Next up, let's talk about freighters. I think a freighter update is overdue, and it would be pretty awesome if we got one. We could acquire multiple freighters, more frigates, have a wider variety of missions to send them out on. I think this would make me spend a lot more time in/on my freighter. Like, currently I have a nice shiny A-class freighter right now with a couple of frigates, but I barely do anything with them because I get a tad bored after a short time, so expanding the features around them would be pretty awesome. And also, don't you think each freighter looks pretty much exactly the same inside? It would be pretty cool if I could have a wider variety of customization options for these as well. Wishful thinking, I know, but it would be a cool addition to the game. So, let's talk about biomes. I would love to have some new and varied biomes, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, it would be great to have planets with varied biomes on them, you know, like snow at the poles, deserts around the equator, perhaps forests and rivers elsewhere on the planet, and much more. Now, I have absolutely no idea how difficult that would be to add into the game, so I'd also find it pretty cool if they just added a wider variety of biomes on different planets. You know, stuff like rivers and mountain ranges, great canyons, forests, and much more. The possibilities really are endless, aren't they? It's been a while since we've had a biome related update, so it'll be certainly due an update sometime in the near future. Another thing I think the game needs more of is some end game content. Like when you finish the story or you've accumulated billions of units, there is no real content that challenges you whatsoever. Like, I get that No Man's Sky focuses a lot on exploration and that sort of stuff, but it does get tedious quite quickly if you can't find anything to do. And I would like to see an update that includes either further story modes or better in-depth lore, new game content that has a purpose and could soak up a lot of your wealth, meaning you actually have to go out and earn more, otherwise you're going to become rather skint. Basically, just something with a bit more of a challenge once you've become a billionaire and have effectively completed most of the rest of the game. Finally, I would like to see a few small expansions to existing things we have in the game, such as more assets for base building, because let's be honest, the more of those, the better. You can never really have enough of these. Having some more ships won't go amiss, but of course, if they were to add in ship customization beyond colour changing, this would effectively address this. And on similar sort of lines, new upgrades for your ship, exosuit, multi-tool and exocraft would be pretty cool as well. Again, a bit more character customization, similar to the base building thing I mentioned a second ago. You can never have too many character customization assets to make yourself look even more unique. Finally, I would like to see some more variety of buildings on planets. You know how all the buildings of various types on planet surfaces look the same? It would be good to have a wider variety of them, you know, different shapes and sizes, different things going on within them, you know, that sort of thing. Let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see from the next major update in No Man's Sky. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And also, when do you think it'll be released? Now of course, there is no way to tell when or even if the summer update will be released and what the theme of it is going to be, so at this point it is purely speculation, and I'm hoping that because it will be the 6th year anniversary of the game being released, the next update will be a pretty big one. What do you guys think?
To be fought.
And if you're still here folks, it would be totally awesome if you hit those like and subscribe buttons, as I will of course be covering all the future No Man's Sky updates and videos of every other aspect of No Man's Sky. And you won't want to miss out on those, right? As always, thank you for watching and catch you next time.